Alrighty, welcome back to another trade recap. I got a new mic, so hopefully I don't sound like fucking donkey. But I ended up taking a short on NQ today, and I had my first take profit be hit. Or not really first take profit, but I ended up taking 3 cons off once we hit this 5-minute bearish fair value gap right there, or bullish fair value gap, sorry. But yeah, so I'm up around like $550 on the day across like all accounts. But my main target was this sell side level. But ended up having my first take profit hit and then stopped at break even. So let's kind of go over what the fuck I was even looking for coming into today. So if you look at the 15-minute, the higher time frame here, coming into market open, I wanted to see all these relative equal lows stay intact, but obviously, as you can see, they did not coming into market open. So what I wanted to see was once we take this sell side level, I wanted to see kind of a move back higher towards all this generated buy side liquidity and then these generated highs up here. But I understood that we could possibly go to the new week opening gap, and as you can see, that's what we ended up doing. So let's just kind of roll through price here and what I wanted to see. So obviously we end up dumping, right? We end up selling off basically all of market open, but we end up putting in a bullish SMT with this low. So if we take a look at ES, and at the time I'm filming this, obviously it's taken it, but at that point in time, we were nowhere near this low. We were up here, so we ended up putting in a bullish SMT with ES. So once we put in that bullish SMT, I wanted to see possibly, not a reversal all the way back up to these highs, but a rebalance, right? I will rebalance to an unfilled inefficiency. So what ends up happening, we end up coming up, right? Building more price action, coming up, and we end up putting in a bearish SMT. So we end up putting in a bearish SMT. ES taps into this unfilled 15 minutes. So we look at this 15 minute. ES ends up tapping into this. NQ does not, because we put in a bearish SMT. So I would want to see this be a runaway gap. What does that mean? I would want to see NQ not tap this 15 minute and move lower. So I scale into the 30 second, find a cleaner change right here. So once we get below this down close candle, I know I'm going to take a short. We end up getting below this down close candle. I enter a short position right off the candle close. Stop at the recent high and targeting sell side below, right? For a continuation lower. And this internal low being my break even, and then also taking off 3 contracts at this break even. Because there is an unfilled 5 minute right here. So right below this break even, there is an unfilled 5 minute. So if there were a place to bounce, it would be at that unfilled 5 minute, and that was my kind of logic behind it, which again, completely fine with taking contracts off there. It was the right thing to do, I think. But we end up coming down, hitting my break even, right? Move my stop to break even. I'm out 3 cons. And we end up getting stopped out right here. So I end up getting stopped out. And then after this, I was just completely done. Again, that's why I'm only up around like 550 on the day. But again, another great trade, right? Exactly what I want to see. The only thing that wasn't included in this was an SMT, or not an SMT, sorry, an inverse fair value gap. But something that I don't always need to see. So, yeah, that was the trade that I took today. Again, I'm up around $550. I am only up $550 on the week. This is the first trade that I've actually won, I guess you could say. So, yeah, we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Looking into kind of the rest of the week, I want to see us come back to the upside and take out all these generated highs. If we take a look, we're back at OTE of this whole price leg. So I would want to see this be a rebalance to then move higher. So that was the trade that I took today. I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap, and I will catch you in the next one.